So let's review binomial, and we have a lot of different scenarios we can do, but it won't be too bad because we can use the SALT feature in the WebAssign, and it'll help. So if you can go back and let me know if you need help with it, go back to lesson 5 quiz and go down to one of them and just hit use SALT. All right, so it says here, suppose Tori has an unfair coin which lands on tails with a probability of 0.28 when flipped. If she flips the coin 10 times, find each of the following question 7 options. Okay, so what is this telling us? It's telling us that the P is 0.28 and N equals 10. Okay, so when I go to the SALT feature, I'm going to go here. Under the distribution calculators, I'm going to go to binomial. The trials is 10 and the probability is 0.28. Okay, so the first thing it wants me to look at is more than 3 tails. Okay, so if I go back, more than 3 is a right-tailed. So if I want to do more than 3 tails, I can do that, but I have to be very careful because look at this. More than 3 gives me 0.5217. If you see here, x is greater than and equal to 3. That's not correct. So I need to go to 4, and that gives me the correct answer. So why did I do that? Because greater than 3 means I cannot include 3. And if you see here greater than and equal to, I can't put 3 to get that. So then I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to put this answer right there. Okay, so then the next one, less than or equal to 2 tails. So I go back to SALT, then I'm going to do the left tail. Okay, less than or equal to 2 tails. That's what I get. Okay, and why did I change it? Because it said less than. So that's the same as saying the left tailed. Oops, let's do this. Let's put this here. So this is going to go here. Because eventually what you're going to do is you're going to match them all up with each other to make sure that you get the right answers. And let's do that right fast while I get a chance. Oops. So this one right here goes here. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this and go here. So this is the answer for this. This one is the answer for this one right here. So I'm just doing that just to make sure I get them. Okay, at least 1 tail. Probability of at least 1 tail. So at least 1 tail means I get 1 tail and greater. Okay, so think about this. To pass the class, you need to get at least a 70 on the final exam. What does that mean? The lowest you can get is a 70, but you could do better than a 70. So that's right-tailed. And then I put in the 1. So then that's what I get. So what it's looking at is all these areas in orange. Okay, so I take this, copy it. Oops, got it. So I'm going to put it back in my sheet just so I have it. I know this sounds crazy, but it helps me organize it. And then it's right here. Oops. Just to make sure I can easily match them up. Okay. All right, so do exactly 1 tail. All right. All we have to do is do equal right here. And then we're going to do 1, and there it is. It's 0.1456. So I'm just going to put that here. Okay, and then there it is. So I know this, I'm probably doing way too much work, but I just want you to see where they are so you can check yourself if you need to. The mean number of tails. Okay, that's a little bit different. All you have to do to get that one, mean number of tails, is 10 times 0.28 equals 2.8. Okay, where did I get that from? Remember, oops, it's a little off, but that's fine. Remember, it's N times P, oops, P, okay? That's how you get that. So the mean number of tails is right here. Okay. Oops. All right. So we got that. So then the next one is at least 5 tails. So remember, with at least, you've got to put the 5 in it. Because again, remember if I say you need at least 70 on the final exam to pass the class, the least you can get is 70 and above. So at least 5 tails means the lowest is going to be 5, but then I want anything over 5. So again, go back here. I change it to right tail, and then I'm going to put 5 here. Because this says x is greater than and equal to 5. That's the same thing as at least 5. So I copy this, put it here, and then that tells me this one. Oops. Again, I'm just doubling my efforts. Okay, no tails. All right, so I don't want any. So I'm going to do no tails where it equals 0. Okay, so no tails, that's what that means. So 0.0374. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Oops. And there it is for no tails right there. Oops. So I'm starting to run out of, the good thing is I'm starting to run out of these. And on the final, I think you will have a matching one. You won't have this many. This is a lot. They're just trying to give you all the different scenarios of what could happen. So let's just finish it up. Exactly 4. So exactly 4, I just put right here because I want the equal to 4. So that's what I get, 0.17982. Again, put it here. So let's do that, exactly 4. So grab it, exactly 4. Okay. All right, and then no more than 3 tails. Okay. If I say I'm giving you no more than $100, that means I'm going to give you $100 or less. So this is a left-tailed, and I'm going to put 3. So that means no more than 3. So it could be 0, 1, 2, 3. Everything in orange is what I'm looking at. So there's my answer, 0.70206. Put it over here. And that goes right there. So that's good. So I'm almost done. And I have matched up everything I needed to match. So that's great. So I'm going to do it here. And then the standard deviation for the number of tails. Remember, that is the square root of n. Let me do this. Let me make it look nicer. Let me insert it. I don't want it to be confusing. Okay, do this here. Let's do it that way. Okay, so it's going to be n times p times q. And remember, q is 1 minus whatever p is. So you're going to do 10. Let's do it in steps. So the first step is 10 times 0.028 times 0.72. Okay. And if I do that, go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do on my calculator, I'm just doing it on my calculator. So I'm doing 10 times 0.28 times 0.72. I get 2.0. Let me do that. Oops. Equals 2.016. And if I take the square root of it, let me copy this. And then equals square root of it. And then if I'm going to do that, 2.016. And if I do that, I get 1.42. Oops. 1.42. Okay, so that's my answer. So this 1.4 right to here is the standard deviation of the number of tails. Okay. So I answered all the binomials. Again, you won't have this many on the final exam, but it's a good way to see all the different ways that I did it. Okay, number 8. Suppose that x is a binomial random variable with n equals 11 and p equals 0.25. Find the probability of 3. Okay, so it told me it was 11 and this was 0.25, and I want exactly 3. So I change the to equal, and then if I put 3 here, and then that's what I get. 0.24808, and I would round up because it's asking for, oops, wrong one. It's asking for 4 decimal places. So I'm going to put it here. So, or 0.2481. So that's the answer for that one. Let me make it that way, and let me make it a little bit bigger so everybody can see it. Okay. All right. So, and then number 9 is different. So I did the binomial, so that is how you would do the binomials.